If this would stay, but it won't. I'm sure it won't. I gotta. How's this gonna work? I always gotta mess with the camera. Um, I'll have to see if I can copy that table. Uh, Still think this is an issue over there. Although it feels like it's tight, is it? I'm just wondering about cylinder 4. And cylinder 4 seems suspect. I wonder if there's a way if I could zip tie that or if that would just be redundant. Uh, what interesting would be if I could tug it under there. I'd have to cut that zip tie. Kind of clean that up a little bit. Oh. All right. What we got here? Uh, so let's see. Hey Jess, thanks for checking in. A little late tonight. I had one of those days again where you're never done. This is the first time I'm actually getting out in the trailer to do any work, so um, I'm trying to figure out. Uh, when I had the car idling, it was making a little bit of a hissing noise, and I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. I don't know if I have a spark plug that's not quite tight. Do I have a header bolt that backed out? So I'm just trying to find what's causing that. So check the header bolts. And they seem, for the most part, they seem tight. I can't get on that one real well. Let me see, how about this one? Problem is they have the bolts so close to the primary tubes, it's hard to get the wrench in there. So, let's see, I can't see right. I gotta check that back one yet. These all seem tight. So it's not the header. Oh, look at that. I finally found it. Hey, I was looking for this clamp for my evac system. Yay. Small success. All right, let me check comments here. Sorry, guys. And Ashley. All right, everybody's here. Cool. All right. I need a straight screwdriver. That should fit. See if I can get this clamp on. It doesn't help that I just got back from Cracker Barrel and I overate. And now I gotta lean on my stomach. Ah. All right, now Whoops. I don't know why I backed this off so far. This makes it harder to tighten. All right, so that's on there. All right. All right, so we got that on, thank goodness. Put the tool away. So yay. Got the evac on, terrific. Oh, Jetta. Now I got the dog barking. I'll have to yell at her. Yo, Jetta. Jetta, that's enough. Yeah. That's the only thing with working late at night. Sometimes we get, there's a stray cat, at least 2 of them, that are running around. So I try to make it that she doesn't annoy those because I don't want them to get scared away. But there's also the occasional deer, fox, raccoon that wander into the yard, and she just loses her mind. Let's see here. Make sure these are tight. We'll check them all. There's that. These aren't really loose either. Yeah, those are, it's not the headers then. And I'm not going to check cylinder 4 and different spark plugs on a live because that'll probably be even more boring than this is now for me to do that, because it's just, I almost have, and the other issue is I almost have to have the car up in the air because I think cylinder 4, excuse me, on this Gen 2s, it's easier to do the spark plugs from the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and just see what goes on. I wonder if I should put those in aluminum, those wires, and then bundle them up or not. I don't know yet. I'm just all about this darn trying to keep the wiring nice so it lasts. I don't have anything happen to the wiring. Now we got I was looking at some tune tables, fuel tables, just before I went live. I was looking at the book that I showed the other day on the live. Believe it or not, we're pretty damn close with our tune with the tune-up. We're pretty close. The only thing that I may tweak is that remember the other live the other night, we took the throttle body off of here and I took that motor out and I cleaned it and I said controls the air at idle. There's a setting for that. So ooh, that lighting, it looks like Halloween. Weird. Anyway, sorry, my brain, ADHD, I'm sorry. But we were taking the we were cleaned that IAC up I said that controls the amount of air. It's a stepper motor, so it goes in and out like this to let air in or let less air in to help the car idle smoothly. So it does idle decent, but sometimes if I do a throttle whap, sometimes when it comes down, it'll catch it, and sometimes it'll stall. So I may dicker around with that a little bit yet, just to make sure. And the reason that's so important, and I may even buy another IAC motor just to have a spare one in the toolbox here in the trailer. The reason that's so important is because lots of times, almost every time when you make a pass, you do the burnout. So you're coming out of the burnout, you got your foot in it. And so as you're moving forward, you got to watch, and then you got to let off quick and hit the brake at the same time, so you stop in time and you don't roll past the starting beam. So you're creating like this huge vacuum jump. What time is it? I might have to. Do I need to run him down the sheets? No, I'll take him down the sheets. I don't have my keys. They're at the computer. They're the green bottle over. Tell him to come out. So anyway, I might mess around with the idle air control valve on that. So anyway, as luck would have it, we have a little bit of an emergency here. Welcome to my world. I could do that. I don't have the key for that either. So this is why I want to find a house, and this is why I need a garage, because we have one bathroom. And do you have the key? I need the key for Mom. Get in Mom's car. We're going down the sheets. Well, she's probably asleep already, so we'll go down there and I'll wait. She's sleeping. I don't have the key on me. I'll just take him down there. Hop in, bud. So anyway, here we go. So this is why we're house shopping. We need 2 bathrooms. We have a 1 bathroom, so we have a situation where
because Sadie's still taking.
Yeah, Sadie's taking a bath, and poor Levi, he had to go to the bathroom. Now, lucky for us, Sheets gas station is like 2-3 doors down the street. So we're here. We're gonna fly in. Yeah, thank goodness. Let me see if I can fly in here, and then I'll wait out here, bud. Okay?
Okay. Wait out in the car?
Yeah, I'll be right here at the door. I'm right here. Why? I'll be right here. Go ahead, bud. I'll be right here. I'll be right here, bud. So this is why we're looking for a house, because the whole thing of 1 bathroom. What? Fine. I don't know why. What are you scared of? Because what? Well, I'll walk in with you, but then I'm going out to the car. You know your way out. That side. All right. So, you see the dilemma. So, in a way, it's a good thing we have sheets here, because there's been times I've had to run to the bathroom too. And here's another situation where it was good to have it right here. But yeah, we've been house shopping for like 3 years and we can't find anything. The housing market's just horrible at best. So this is what we do to survive. Yay. You know, Sadie's, taking a bath. Levi has to go, so I have to stop what I'm doing and fly him down the sheets. Yay. Wow. Hey, there's times, hey, trust me. I took a day off from work today because the kids had off. And it has been nothing but a battle with Sadie today. All day a battle. I'm worn out. I mean, you probably saw me yawn earlier. That's why. I'm just, as a parent, I'm worn out. So, and then trying to figure out, you know, race car stuff, get content, you know, other creators telling me that I'm not doing enough on my YouTube channel. You know, I do what I can do. Frankly, I want to see them do what I do. But I'm not going to get all into that. So, just explaining. I guess I'm just frustrated. I'm really frustrated today with everything. Mostly my YouTube stuff. I know there's been conversations before where I thought about quitting YouTube. But here I am, still doing content, so. So anyway, as I was saying in the trailer, I want to get a spare IAC motor for the Camaro and have an extra one in the trailer. I also want to see if I can change the settings with the laptop on the IAC motor when it responds. I might have to change from 1,000 to 1,200, see if that responds a little quicker. I don't know. I have to see. I'm going to talk. I want to do a little more research to make sure I'm tuning the right way. Like I said, I've been putting hours into learning how to do the laptop and the tuning. I've been doing a lot of reading. Yeah, seriously, I should. But yeah, and I guess that's the thing that really ticks me off right now about my YouTube channel. It's just a couple other people that give me a hard time about mine. Is just guys, their content happens. Like they put minimal effort into what they have to put into, like all their efforts in editing. There's nothing that they have to do as far as creating the actual video or the content that they're putting up. For me, I have to do the research. Like, I didn't come out of the womb knowing how to turn wrenches. I didn't come out of the womb knowing how to paint a car or to do body work. I didn't come out of the womb knowing how to tune EFI. This is stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't see the time that I pour into learning, so I can make content that's actually I hate to use the term legit, but that's actually viable or whatever you want to use. And I guess that's why I'm frustrated. I mean, my family, my wife, you know, deals with the time that I put into learning stuff. She deals with the race car stuff. She deals with the time I spend studying different topics and how to do different things. And when I feel comfortable doing it, I'll put it on a video, I'll put it on a live. And I guess that's just the thing that really agitates me. It's just the hours you put into here, and it just seems like there's people that always want to you know, talk down to you or be condescending. And just today, for some reason, it's really hitting me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the rain, maybe it's the time of year. I don't know. Maybe it's just frustration with everything. But anyway, I don't know where that was going, but that was just my rant. Yeah. And I may do that. Maybe what I'll do is, I don't know if I can show when Levi gets out here and we get back home, I'm going to go ahead and I'll show the book again. It's hard for me to show different things. Maybe I'll start off with, since I'm waiting for him, maybe I'll start with That guy doesn't have any oil in the motor, and he probably just beat the shit out because this dude's running around trying to get oil in the engine in his BMW that he just beat the crap out of. That's funny. Anyway, the whole idea, like my car right now is easy to tune because you can have. Let me back up. So you can have your so anyway, oh wow, almost got rear-ended. Way to go there, Spudnik. You're freaking one of these. If he backs into me, almost. There was gonna be a live of me going to jail. I'm telling you, because I would have grabbed him. This is my family car. You back into this car? Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah. So how's mom and grandma? Mom's doing good. She's doing all right. Grandma, that's another story. She had surgery done on her foot. She didn't want to go to the rehab place, so she call one of those phone calls where we're doing the puppy dog tears, crying, I don't want to go there, I'm going to stay with you guys. It's supposed to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Right, keep that in mind. So 8 weeks later, and there's multiple hints made that maybe you need to move along. So fast forward to when my dad's memorial service was. So I'm already emotionally, my father just passing away, the week prior to this. So instead of going to my dad's memorial service, we went to bingo. So bingo is more important than my dad. Very disrespectful to me because my dad was the person who made sure that every Thanksgiving and every Christmas there was an invite for them. So here comes Levi. So
and they have really good soap in there.
I know they have nice soap. It smells nice. Sorry, we're rating the hand sanitizer. Why is everybody flying here like they're trying to run away from a drug deal? Get it? I mean, one guy flew in here with a BMW.
Yeah.
This guy just almost took the rear quarter off the car.
What the heck is
I don't know. Anyway, so he made sure everybody had Christmas together.
Oh, yeah.
And pop. And they couldn't even give a thank you or nothing. They never invited anybody to their houses.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
To do that to me, with my father, be that disrespectful, that was it. So laid into her, so she left, whatever. If I'm the bad guy, then I'm the bad guy, I'll be it. But I will help people out, but then when people start taking advantage of my kindness, I can get real ugly real quick.
Do I nail polish?
So, no, Mom will use that. Mom can use that on her nails. I don't have nails to file, bro. I'm a mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have decent, nice fingernails.
Your nails get chipped?
What?
What, your nails get chipped?
Oh, all the time, dude. I got one now that I ripped the freaking edge off.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So, anyway. All right, we're home now.
Yeah.
Which one of these lights was left on now? I forget.
I don't know.
Why don't you close your door? I'll see if... Oh, now I gotta wait for them to get turned off. It might not. I gotta open my door now. So the timer goes off. Oh, these new cars. Yes, I will get to explaining tuning. Just have to wait for the light to go off so I know which one I turned on, because now I forgot. Oh, it won't because the door's open. All right, I gotta close the door so it thinks I left. No. All right, Alex, I'll take things that piss me off for 300. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's the far one. All right, there we go. Hey, I disappeared. Where'd I go? Right here. All right. All right, so there we go. We got it. All right, now let me go over to the trailer. I still have the light, which my flashlight died, so I don't even know how I'm going to get out of the trailer without a flashlight. So here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully I don't trip over anything in the yard here. Oh, it's kind of raining kind of hard. Let me get the trailer here. I need to put an inside handle on this door. Ever since I redid the door, I forgot to put it back on. I really need to get one. Hopefully, I gotta figure that out. Figure out how if I can bolt one on. Okay. So, explain some tuning basics. Okay, I will do the best that I can do to explain this. That makes sense. If it makes sense to me and I'm simple-minded, it'll make sense to you. So basically, I don't know how many of you probably don't remember high school science class, and that's okay. You don't need to, because Dr. Ephraim is here. And I'm going to explain a little bit on fuel tuning and very little, even less on ignition tuning. So anyway, what fuel tuning, if you understand stoichiometric, you're going to be fine. Now, people are like, hey, what the F is stoichiometric? And it's not a rash you get on your butt, okay? It's not the burning sensation after you have relations with the neighbor's wife. Stoichiometric is a scientific term. I could also go into coefficient of friction if you want. Not today. So stoichiometric, okay, is air. Deals with air and liquid mixtures, okay? So stoichiometric comes with, when you deal with, if you're at sea level, okay, which you have, you can roughly, like, for me to accurately tune this car, I would almost have to know what the altitude is here at the house, and then I would have to compensate for that, and then to figure out what stoichiometric is, and then I could tune the car probably perfectly. The problem is, what if I go up north and now that the elevation changes, okay? So basically this ECU and all the newer ECUs have tables, and they have an adjustment. Some of them go 5, some of them go 10 points, plus or minus, from what your base is. So basically we're talking about setting the base table. Okay, stoichiometric at sea level, always, if you're on planet Earth, is 14.7 to 1. So that tells you 14.7 parts of air to 1 part of fuel, okay? So that would be, we'll call that 0, because that's perfect, okay? So now, let's say, so knowing 14.7 would be your perfect mixture, you got to take, I like to take some things into consideration. You get some variances, okay? So basically what I do is, right now I have this car set at 14.2. I wanted a little on what I call on the fat side. Whenever things are a little richer than they need to be, it's called the fat. You tuned it fat. So I like to tune a little on the fat side, because if you go too lean, the temperatures in the combustion get so hot that they will melt pistons, connecting rods, bearings, you name it. If it's metal, it's going to melt. So I like to tune a little bit on the fat side. So right now, the tune I have in this car at idle, which is no engine load at all, it's just idling, I have 14.25, okay? So that's pretty decent. Like, I pulled the spark plug out of number 1 cylinder. It's that nice tan gray color on the porcelain, which is the center of the spark plug. That's what you want. So the now you get to your mid-range. Okay, so now the things you got to take into consideration is, how hard are you on the gas? How fast are you going? Are you going up a hill? Is you know what I mean? There's different operating conditions that mid-range covers. So you want to make it fatter. If you make it fatter, the number gets less. So instead of being 14.2, it could be like right now I have 13.85 as my mid-range. Now, mind you, that's just a target. The computer can adjust plus or minus, add or subtract fuel from that 13.8 target. Okay. Now, there again, it also had, you can also, which I may do once the weather gets nice, when you're on your, if you're on your live table with your laptop, it has a floating bubble. As if you have the car running, there's a floating bubble, and it's inside where it's idling, the RPM and MAP readings, your manifold absolute pressure sensor. It uses that, and it'll tell you where you're at, where it's subtracting, and depending where you're at, you can see what it's adding and subtracting. You can make note of it and change your target value. You can raise it or lower it depending on what it's telling you it's doing. Now what you can do, once you have that kind of dialed in, now you can go and give the car a little more throttle, because it has like 9 blocks that it has for idle. You go on the gas, now it goes into its next quadrant of blocks, which would be your mid-range. So now you can see what the computer's doing there. Now if you have a value, I had 13.85. What if I go in there and it's trying to add or subtract a ton of fuel? Okay. If it's subtracting a lot of fuel, that means I need to go back and change my base number. If it's taking it out, I need to go to like maybe a 14.0. If it's adding it, if it's adding a lot, then I need to make it like a 1350, 1370 kind of range. And then the next would be wide open throttle, which can be anywhere from 12.5, 12.30, 12.0, supercharged, turbocharged applications. It could be in the 11 or 10 range, okay, to 1 ratio of that. So hold on, I gotta yell at the dog. Jenna, that's enough. So basically what you're doing is you're basically guessing, kind of. You're making an educated guess, because obviously when the engine has no load on it and it's just sitting there idling, there is, it learns itself. Basically what you're going to do is, like, a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll go to the track, they'll have their laptops, and they'll have their tune in there, and they'll make a pass down the track, and they'll see what the car does. And then there's an option, which I got to learn about. There's a data log option where it will actually record what the car did mixture-wise as it went down the track. So what you can do when you get to the pits, you can plug in your laptop and look at the data logger and say, okay, it was pulling fuel here, but it was adding a ton here. So now you can spot and pinpoint exact blocks where you need to fine-tune your fuel curve and get maximum whatever. Once I learn that, I can explain it better. But that's basically what they do. They do the data logging, and then that tells you where you can pinpoint where you need to make adjustments still in your fuel curve. But for right now, what it will do is whatever tune I have in there, if I decide to stay with that, what it'll do is it'll basically use that as a base, but then what it'll do, it'll adjust off of that. Either it'll add or subtract fuel based off of that target air fuel ratio that I have entered in there. You can go on the learn table and see what's adding and subtracting. And if it at certain spots, I think if it's over 20% or something, that's where you need to change your target to something higher or something lower. That'll tell you where you need to adjust your fuel curve. So that's kind of a quick overview of that. As far as setting up your IAC and stuff, honestly, I couldn't even know where to begin to tell you to set that up. Basically, what I would do, I would look up tables online, see if there's any examples online, and try and go with that. I'm basically going after some tables that are in this book here that I'm reading, EFI Conversions but it explains how EFI works. It actually uses the Holley. If you look at the graphic, it's exactly the tables I have on mine. It's exactly, you have your idle set up and stuff here. You have other sensors set up table there. So it's basically the same graphic that I have on my laptop when I'm tuning my system. So I'm basically kind of going, so isn't that kind of right? Car miles per gallon. Like, no, it's air. Your mixture is air molecules versus fuel. The miles that you drive, like I'm guessing you're thinking miles per gallon. So you can tune for that. You would tune a little different. But basically your air fuel ratio is what it says. It's your amount of air as opposed to fuel amount, your ratio. So like I said, stoichiometric would be 14.7 parts of air / 1 part of fuel, whatever you're using. They have it all broken down with the ECUs as to how big of a part are they using, but it's universal. So that's basically, you're thinking how many, I'm guessing, Jess, you're getting at miles per gallon. So miles per gallon, you would get from, obviously, you would be riding the edge of stoichiometric throughout your fuel table. So it would be really, really tough to pinpoint. So, like, if I was going to set something like for a fuel mileage, I would probably go like 14.5 at idle, and then I'd probably go like a 14.2, 14.0 at mid-range, and then maybe at wide open throttle, I'd go maybe like a 13.7. I'm just pulling numbers out. Run the car, and then you'd have to look at your percentages to see where it's adding, where it's subtracting, blah, da, 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 and go from there. And then you would have to tune on that ragged edge of being lean, maybe a tick fat on it just to make sure you don't damage the engine, and just go with that. For me, for what I'm doing here is you're trying to get maximum horsepower, but you're also trying to keep it fat, but not too fat, okay? Because you don't want to choke the motor out. Basically, you want to tune with the spark plugs, see what the spark plugs look like. For us, the other thing we can check too is if a car, hey buddy, you all right?
Yeah, just have to check in.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there's no handle. Okay, that's cool.
I know I gotta put the handle on the darn thing. I forgot when I redid it. Just do it like that. It'd be good for. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
That's kind of hard to do.
So basically, what for if you're gonna tune, you can tune either this way, which is how we tune. The other thing you can see about your tuning is the time slip. So if a car is running on the fat side, it's gonna make a lot of mile an hour. However, your ET might be dropping off a little bit. So you can tell with mile per hour. If you have a lot of mile per hour,
It's like my new kicks.
that's sweet, bro. So if you have a lot of mile per hour, but it's not making sense with your ET, you might be running a little on the fat side. Plus, too, if you're blowing a lot of black smoke, that's also a sign that you're running a bit too fat on your mixture.
Yeah,
however,
on the burgers.
this guy. But then, you don't want to go too lean. Like, you can't just do 14.7 throughout your whole fuel table.
Okay.
You will burn the motor up, guaranteed. Because what you got to realize is as your throttle blades open, that's more air coming in. So you got to compensate for the fact that there's more air. You're going to need more fuel. So, that's where the trick comes, is figuring that out.
Can your fingers fit?
What's that?
Do your fingers fit?
Hell no. Look at I got sauce in there.
Oh man. Hey.
There you go.
Does it feel good?
So, basically, that's how tuning the fuel curve works. Is you kind of want to make it. If you can find a fuel table that's similar to the combination you have, You can mimic that when you do your tune, and then run the car, and then if you go on your learn table, see what the computer is doing at certain RPM. Is it adding fuel? Is it subtracting fuel? Is it adding a lot of fuel? Then maybe you need to drop your number down to a couple tenths. If it's subtracting a lot of fuel, then maybe you need to raise the number up closer to that stoichiometric figure. So that's with fuel. Now, as far as ignition timing, which I have not done, and that might be in the future with this car, as of right now I'm running lock timing. But basically, when you're tuning for ignition, what you want to do is get the car running, and then what you want to do is you want to add. I think add. Anyway, yeah, you want to.
I don't know how to add.
If you don't have a computer, how do you do it? That's the thing. A factory ECU, you're not going to be able to tune. You could. There's a way to do it. Basically, if you're going to tune a factory ECU, try going to hptuners.com. Okay. So what ends up happening is you have to buy credits. Okay. So let's say you get a cable that plugs in, that you find out what cable you need to plug into your particular ECU. So you plug into that, you plug the USB in your laptop. You got to be able to access. You may even be able to access the parameters that are in that ECU. However, you won't be able to change them. So you have to buy what they call credits. And some of them can be as much as $300 a credit. Some of them. And you usually need 2 credits. So you're looking at quite a substantial investment. You're at $600 right now to tune your stock ECU. So you can go in there. HP Tuner software, you can get in there and you can tune it. And I don't remember if you have those credits, then it will save inside the ECU. Couple people told me you can go in with your regular laptop and play around, but it won't save it unless you have those credits. So I'm not exactly sure. You would have to go on HP Tuner's website and look up your specific application to know how that all works. So hopefully that helps with that. Getting back to ignition timing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take timing out. You're going to add it. Actually, you want to get.
I don't know how to add.
You actually want to retard it because it's going to happen.
What?
I'm trying to think how it works. Well, the whole thing is.
Do you know how to add?
Yes.
Good.
I know some people have total timing of 42 degrees. I believe that is before top dead center because of how fast the engine is going. So you're blocking my light, bro. So what ends up happening is, let's say at idle, you're at 12 degrees before top dead center. The engine's turning slower. As you increase your RPM, the engine spins faster. So therefore you need more time for the spark to get to the spark plug. So what you might do is you can run as much as 42 or 44 degrees of timing retard before top dead center. Because now the engine's... It's a mechanical term. Retard and advance, okay? So you want to retard your timing to go 42 degrees or 44 degrees or 36 degrees, 34 degrees before top dead center, because that gives time for the spark to travel. So that spark needs to happen that spark needs to be triggered sooner so it can travel through the distributor down your wires to your spark plug. Because the idea is you want that spark plug to fire right at top dead center on its compression stroke, because the more that's squeezed and it fires, when that explodes, it's going to push that piston down even harder. The more it's squeezed, and now if you fire your spark plug and it's already down here, you're not going to get as much squeeze, you're not going to get as much power. If you do it too far, it's going to detonate. You want to get it right in here, because that explosion is going to slam down that's where you get your power, is by having that spark happening at that exact same time. And a lot of guys with small block Chevys run anywhere from 42 to 44 degrees before top dead center on timing. So that way that spark plug fires right when that's at top dead center. But the faster the engine spins, the sooner that spark needs to happen. So you actually have to retard the timing, because with its... Really? You're killing me, bro. So you're playing... Yeah, I think I'm kind of done tonight with the teaching. Although I could get into coefficient of friction, but that only has to deal with race tires and doing the amount of time you do burnouts.
Ask them what they want to learn about.
Well, they wanted to learn about tuning,
about
with
that.
the fact that you're using my laser pointer temp gun as a what? I told them about HP tuners.
Then what about that?
Jegs, I'm sure they know about Jegs and Summit and all that other stuff. If not, we'll do that another day.
Do they know how to tune stuff?
I don't know. Hopefully they're not just listening to me, because they won't learn much.
That's a good thing.
Always a critic.
Let's hope at least your fingers can fit on the skateboard.
Barely.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, I see that.
I
can't.
It's Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna drop this and it'll break.
Oh, it's not gonna break.
I know me.
It's not gonna break.
I can hold a wrench. That's about it.
That's bad. Can it fit in the shoes?
No, we already tried that.
It's gonna be like a finger.
I'm trying to find where my flashlight got to.
It's right there.
No, that's the electric one.
The red one?
I need the battery one.
The red one.
Yes.
The battery to the red one.
Because the battery's dead in it, and I'm gonna need it
Oh wait,
on.
there's one to read. There's one to read.
It's just someone laughing at us.
What?
Oh, there's my flashlight. It's underneath the yellow cloth there. Duh. Oh, man. All right.
Okay.
What? Are you going in?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be in a bit. Watch your... What?
Said he came out down.
Well, then go do that. Do you need me to help you or what?
I'll get ready and I'll wait for you to come in, okay?
All right, I'll be in a bit
I
then.
hope it's not raining. I hope it's...
It might be raining yet. What? Just Jet is stuck? Is that why she's barking?
I don't think it's barking.
She was earlier. Anyway. All right.
Moving on.
Wow. Anyway, so that's just some things. I don't know if that helps for everybody to understand kind of what I'm trying to do here, but that's kind of what we're doing with tuning, is trying to get the thing as efficient but still making power as you can, and somewhere in those numbers that are in between, well, usually between 14.7 and I'm going to say 12.5, somewhere in there, is the perfect combination of numbers to make this car run decent or run competitively, which I think what we have in now is pretty good. Like I said, I have 14.25 at idle, 13.85 at mid-range, and 12.5 at wide open. I may need to trim. I'm thinking I may need to change the number. I may need to lower the number on mid-range, and I may need to raise the number at wide open throttle. But I think for now we're going to leave it there, and then I'll have my laptop with when we go to the track and try and see if we can data log and find out what it's doing and change target AFRs or AF air fuel ratios when we're at the track to see what it does. Yeah, why not, Jess? Say something off topic. Okay, yeah, go ahead. What you got? I'll do my Alex Trebek. Okay. As we're waiting for Jess here, I'm going to see what, oh, there's my flashlight. Yay. So I can put that on the charger, recharge my flashlight. Yeah, I would ask them if they need help. I'm kind of swamped myself this week. I need like 36 hours in my day this week. But I may check in with them as well if I'm able to. Um, Unfortunately, I have a lot going on. Like I said, I had to take off from work today to deal with some stuff. Also, my mom had an issue with her water softener, so I had to be kind of around for that. And the rest of the week is just trying to get this ready to go. Even though we have the tune kind of figured out, I got to get my trailer in order. I got to go over the truck and a lot of other stuff. So if I have an opportunity, I check in with them. However, like I said, I'm pretty much swamped right now. But I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I understand Lauren's dad passed away. Yep, and that went even quicker than my dad's went when he passed. So, um, so hopefully, they'll prayers for them and just that things turn out all right for them moving forward. So, but yeah, so. I think I'm done here. I gotta get in. I have to help Levi with a bath. He has school tomorrow, so I have to run and go do that. But yeah, so I'm gonna skedaddle out of here. So thank you everybody for checking in, and watch out for each other, take care of each other, and want you to. I don't even know how I'm going to fit this in now because I'm trying to fit this in. Anyway, watch out for each other, take care of each other. Do it for Hank, and we'll see you next time right here on Big E's. Bye for now.